Hey, what's up everybody? So in today's video, I'd actually like to delve more into the storytelling format, one that's specifically catered towards OG Dauntless. And the story I'd actually like to tell about is of this incredibly kind and generous streamer that helped me in the beginning of my Trials career. And the streamer is Amirularief. Unfortunately, I don't feel like a lot of people would know who that is. I feel like a lot of OGs would. But not many people who played during Reforge and after, because he pretty much ended right before Reforge even began. But the story goes and starts when I was just a wee lad. I was still in college and I barely understood what it took to be a competitive Dauntless player. I didn't know what it took to get top 100. I just thought the gold crown was badass and I really wanted it. But unfortunately, I didn't know what the first step was towards even getting it. So I just kind of roamed the lands unknowingly and unwittingly, kind of just taking it all in, understanding what the Dauntless community scene was like, especially the Trials scene. Getting the first breath of Trials air, so to say, because shit was different. Go about the content creation side, go to YouTube and go to Twitch. Check out all the streamers and check out a ton of people cycling in and out watching the content. Odo to Derperific to 30 to Napper. Until bajillion other streamers that were trying to make a name for themselves within the Dauntless community. It was popping, and it was an incredibly cool, thriving community to be able to actually start in, interact in. It didn't seem like it was way out there for me to talk to a streamer because, well, at most, they would have, you know, less than a few hundred people interacting in chat, but at the same time have hundreds to thousands of people watching. The stream chats weren't too overpopulated, if that makes sense, and people weren't actively just spamming the living crap out of it unless something epic happened. And lo and behold, I found myself going to Amirularief's stream. I popped in there because Ami was actually one of the top dogs, specifically at that point in time when I was exploring and seeing the lay of the land. And it was pretty cool because what Ami was essentially doing then, same as pretty much any stream beforehand and afterwards, was top 100 trials carries during an incredibly competitive era of Dauntless Trials. He had so many people in queue. There were hundreds of people in there. It was nuts. People were trying to get his attention left and right in chat, trying to get an idea of the strat, trying to understand whether or not their queue is up, or trying to see if Ami could push them up a little bit forward so they could get it faster or whatever, but it was just a constant hustle, like hustle and bustle. It was actually very interesting to be able to see all of that. And Ami had freaking top tier talent in the stream. He had Forever Napper, he had Derperifica, and he had Twerking Elephant, all in his Trials carry squad. And he had a lot of mods too that were well known, prominent within the competitive and Dauntless overall. And I remember just listening and trying to see whether or not the vibes were pretty good, and I was surprised it was. Ami was an incredibly kind individual. He was very cognizant of what was going on in chat while at the same time understanding what he needed to do in Trials itself. Multitasking legend. The guy was awesome. And it's funny because he made the experience of watching the stream as interactive as possible. So I decided to put my, put my hat right in there. Being like, hey, trying to put myself out there, try to be visible in a way, and just try to interact to see how he would take it, whether or not he'd see me or respond. And funnily enough, he did. We talked. I asked him some questions. He'd respond accordingly and give me some very in-depth, multi-layered responses that weren't just yeah or no. I was grateful. The guy was putting in the extra effort, and I had to respect it. You don't meet those guys like on the daily. It's rare nowadays to find people willing to do that much. But lo and behold, there he was. A perfect example of being able to go that extra mile. And I remember asking him whether or not I should join the queue. We were just vibing, having a great time, talking about whatever, and I remember it was just a great dynamic that we had. I remember him saying, just do it. Fuck it. If you don't have your gold crown, it'll be fun. And don't worry about it. You'll earn it in your own way. Just just do your best, and we'll see what we can do for you. I remember saying to him, because I was really close to going to class, because class was pretty much starting about 15, 20 minutes, give or take, from when I was talking to him right then and there. And I was saying, I don't know, man. If I join the queue right now, which is at what, like 80th, and class is like 3, 4 hours, I don't know if I'll make it back in time. I wouldn't want to waste your time. I wouldn't want to just have a ghost position right there for me to just not show up. I feel like that's just not the way. But Ami was generous. I guess he was a great vibe assessor because he legitimately was able to get the idea that I was genuine and doing everything I could to make my interactions with him meaningful. And he was like, legitimately, amongst the sea of people, don't worry about it. When you come back, whenever you do, I'll remember you. I'll save your spot, man. No worries. Just hit me up when you come back and we should be good. And I thought that was amazing. I was like, holy fuck. You sure? And he was like, for sure. So like, all right, fuck it. And I instantly just focused on trying to get to class and get out of class as fast as possible. I literally sprinted through courtyards, man. I ran through people. Freaking juked them out. Freaking double step, flipped and dipped. The whole scenario. Made it to class, sweating. And I was just sitting there and being like, fuck, I hope this ends soon. But lo and behold, the fucking lecture was pretty much taking most of the time, so I was like, shit, this is gonna cut it close. Second class ended, I didn't give a damn who was in front of me. I literally just slid my way through the small seams that people were filing through the door from, and I made it through first. I was like, all right, time to flip and dip, and I ran once again back to the dorm. And I was thinking to myself, holy fuck, it must be close, or I'm probably really freaking just wasting people's time. I'm late. I gotta get there soon. And funnily enough, when I got there, I was I was 3 positions from it being my turn. And I was like, holy crap. Shit worked out. I typed in chat, Ami, I'm back. Thank you so much for even thinking of holding the spot for me. I don't know if you remember, but I appreciate you putting out the word. And he literally said, "Oh yeah, no, don't worry, bro. I had you in the back of my mind." I was like, "You're a legend, bro. You're awesome, dude. You're incredible." And it's crazy because, well, across the many people, how Ami essentially went for the top 100 trials carries was each person would get 5 tries, and whatever they could get with that person, whether it sticks throughout the week cycle or not, is whatever they can get with that person. So they leave it at that. And when they got to me, I had the opportunity to play with Napper, Derperifica, and Twerking Elephant while Amirularief Ami literally just sat back and watched and talked. We played, and first try, I believe someone got hit, lost pred, and Ami was like, shit, J-Man, we could actually get a really good time for you. You're not bad. And I was like, thanks, dude. Let's go. In 2 runs, I think we got like a 40 to 50 of placement. And everyone's like, let's fucking go, dude. You're going to be sticking. Like, you don't even have to worry. You're getting your gold crown. Don't worry about it. Everybody else is like sticking, is like placing 80th and 90th, and they're probably going to be pushed out, but you're chilling. You're chilling. That's a great place to be. And I was like, damn, let's fucking go, bro. And what's crazy, Zombie was right. Cycle of the week ended. Despite us initially placing 40, 50th, we got pushed down to 80th, but we still stuck the top 100. I got my gold crown. I got my access to the gold part of the trial shop. And I remember saying, thank you so much, Ami. That was an amazing experience. Thank you so much for taking the time and being so generous. It's not every day you find someone this kind out there in the online world. And, I was still growing and in my formative years, so it was still shocking to me to be able to see that. But I just assumed it was part of the bit of being a content creator. So, I didn't think too much of it, but I still appreciate it greatly. And of course, Ami said, it's no problem. As time passed, I unfortunately did not keep in contact with him over the course of my trials years, I guess. And as I achieved what I set out to achieve, those world records, I realized at the end of my second world record, I haven't talked to Ami in a minute. I thought it'd be kind of pretty cool to be able to check up on him. I noticed he wasn't really creating content anymore or streaming. It's been like 2 years since he last was online, but I found his Discord and I was like, fuck it. I don't know if he'll remember me, but I just want to make sure I express my gratitude because he deserves it. Especially for being such a big part of jumpstarting my interest or motivation towards even pursuing trials in the first place. Passing that generosity torch forward. I reached out to him. I said, hey man, do you remember me? And he was like, I do actually. And I was surprised. We recounted pretty much every single part of back when he carried me to top 100. And I was so grateful that he actually remembered. He remembered. Across those hundreds of people that filtered in and out, he remembered me. And I wanted to bring those trophies forward to him and show him what I was able to do. And I wanted to give him my thanks. I showed him the videos of my world records, and I told him I was able to compete at the highest level and I was able to succeed. I went beyond than what I ever thought I was capable of. And I told him I wanted to thank you greatly for just helping me out back then. I don't know if I'd be here if you didn't help jumpstart my trials pursuit. And I told him how great of a guy he was and that he really deserves the world. I remember one of the last things he ever said was, many thanks, and that it made his day. Unfortunately, I can't find his Discord account anymore. I can't look back on our conversations. I think it went inactive, and I think he actually went dark from the online world. And it's crazy because this was way before I coached, and this is way before I really started to understand myself more, especially when it came to competence and understanding of the highest echelon of gaming. I really would have liked to see what it would have been like to talk to him more about this type of stuff and for him to see how far I got, especially with his help. Maybe one day, you know, I'm holding out maybe. Maybe one day he'll be able to come back. Even just for a little bit, just check stuff out. But Ami, if you're watching this, man, I just want to say it again. Thank you so much for taking the time to give me that chance to tell me to jump into the queue and go for a top 100 with you and give me that jump start for a big part of my life, pretty much. And man, that kindness, man, thank you. Many, many, many thanks. But anyways, guys, that's pretty much it for me. That's pretty much the entire story. Thank you so much once again for listening and taking the time to watch my video. And if you guys enjoy the content, please like and subscribe. It would really help me out. But once again, thank you for taking the time, and I hope you guys have a fantastic night. Take care, guys, and peace out.